like a tic-tac, hey. Off bitches like a kick, hey. That page, you better sit back, hey. I'm down for the chit-chat, hey. But I'm a risk, can't get no better. I'm a heart, but my mind murder.
Hi guys, welcome back. We're going to do a get ready with me today, and we're also going to discuss how makeup helped to save my life. Now, if you're thinking, what the heck? How could makeup help save a life? Well, stay tuned and keep watching.
Hey guys, so part of my video did not record, so I'm going to be filling that in right now for the get ready with me and for the story of how makeup helped to save my life. I just primed my face with the Maybelline Master Prime by Face Studios Primer Base in 100. So we're already primed and good to go. And I'm going to be going in with my IT Cosmetics CC Plus foundation in the shade Light, which this is a pretty dark light if you ask me. So back to the story. This story started back in November of 2017 when one of the most important and closest men in my life, my grandpa, suddenly and devastatingly passed away. That was extremely hard for me. I still don't like to talk about it today, if I'm being honest. So 2017, November, found out that my grandpa had passed away very suddenly. I became very suicidal almost immediately because I just didn't think that I could live in a world where he wasn't alive. And so it was a really rough and dark time in my life. My birthday's in January, and that year of 2018, January, was extremely hard. At that time, I was a senior in college, doing my internship, trying to finish everything up so I could graduate on time in May. I just kept trying to pull through and to, I guess, not feel suicidal and not think about running off the road every day that I was driving on the highway to my internship, trying to get through all my classes and my classwork. And I was a cheerleader at that time, and I was working, and I had a lot on my plate. My job actually fired me because I decided to take off work to go to his funeral. So a few days before Christmas, they decided to fire me. Thanks for that. I will not be name shaming or giving out any names about who it was, but it was just an extremely hard time for me. By the time it was February 1st, my little sister's birthday, I just couldn't handle it any longer. And I, at that time, had multiple plans of how I could and would end my life. There was just no talking about it, no reasoning. It was just, this is what's gonna happen. On my sister's birthday, which I still feel terrible about that all this took place that day, I told my mom that she better rehide her gun that she keeps in the house for safety, because if I find it, I didn't know if I could stop myself from using it. And that was an extremely hard moment and time period for me. So yeah, that is the missing link in the story. So if you want to continue to listen to this story that has a happy ending, because I'm here today, keep watching. All right, guys.
After I told my mom about thinking about looking for her gun, it was decided by her that I would not be sleeping in this house that night, and that she was going to take me to crisis at the emergency room. Fast forward, really did not want to go. I almost didn't stay. I was almost going to be taking myself out and not staying there. It was to the point I was so not even in my right state of mind. I tried to bargain with the doctors and my family that if I got to go home that I swore I would only harm myself, as in cut myself, instead of killing myself. That's what I was trying to bargain with. So, needless to say, it was incredibly hard, but I signed myself in to stay at the hospital. It wasn't for that long, it was for less than a week, but my goodness, if you've never been hospitalized, it's so hard to describe what it feels like. I felt so down on myself because I had hit this low. I also was really hard on myself. I felt like a caged animal. I felt trapped. After I stopped thinking about all those negative things and I actually started to take all of it seriously, I learned a lot and I came out a better person. I came out way more emotionally relieved, I guess is a word. I didn't feel like everything was going 100 miles a minute and that I couldn't take it anymore and I couldn't live anymore and that dying was the only way out. I felt like there was hope again. They taught me a lot of really good stuff there. Even though it was very difficult, I would highly recommend if you are having a really hard time right now, with your mental health, with your emotional health, if you're being abused, if it's the virus, if it's lack of money right now because of all these circumstances, don't be afraid to reach out. I know a lot of resources if you guys are interested in them, but even though it was one of the hardest things I had to do, it was one of the best things I've ever done for my mental health. So if you ever need to talk to someone to try to figure out if maybe that's the right step for you, you can always feel free to message me or comment me or whatever. But for me personally, I started to get my life back together. And in May 2018, I graduated with my bachelor's degree. I got my senior athletic award, and I was there for that ceremony for cheerleading. I was alive to see my family, and I became a therapist. So you're probably wondering, okay, she hasn't talked about makeup at all yet. So back to the time management thing that they taught me at the hospital. One thing that I was never good at was balancing my life. I was always really busy and always on the fast track and always doing just like work and school and that type of stuff. I didn't grow up having hobbies. I think now that's because I was more just, I need to survive this childhood. And so I didn't grow up with even the mental capacity, I think, to find something really that I enjoyed. But Quentin and my family really encouraged me after I got out of the hospital that I need to start taking better care of myself. That would probably include a hobby. So I started to look into different hobbies and different ideas of stuff that I could start to do for myself and enjoy. And I came across YouTube videos of makeup tutorials. The first person I started to follow and actually learn things from was Kristen Dominique. That's how I learned how to do my blending and everything, my eyeshadow. A light started in my heart for makeup, and we are here today doing makeup. Obviously, I still have a bunch to learn, but I also sometimes just have to remember to not be so hard on myself, to kind of remember where I came from and how I got here and how I'm going to continue to get through life. Maybe some weird, unexpected ways, like doing YouTube videos like this. So that's how my makeup journey began. And at first, I was just doing cute little pictures and videos of some simple looks. My first, big purchase in makeup was the Milk Makeup Foundation. So expensive, but so worth it. And I was buying a lot of dupes from Shop Hush. I don't know if any of you guys remember that, but it was the shit. And now we are here and we're alive and we're on medication and we're doing therapy and we're alive and we have a emotional support dog and we are married and we have an amazing house and an amazing life and amazing jobs. I just kind of want to be encouraging to you guys that you guys might be going through something that you literally feel like you can't handle and feel like the only option to get out of this and to stop the pain is to take the pain away from you. If you're able, if you're strong enough to find the help that you need, please do. Sometimes family and friends mean so well. Sometimes they don't know what to look for, or sometimes they don't even know what to say or do because no one likes to talk about death. It's scary. None of us are just magically trained to know how to help our friend or our loved one when they're feeling suicidal or that they're hurting themselves or that they're thinking about this type of stuff. There's lots of websites that can help you, that you can share with your family and friends to let them know what would be beneficial for you. But don't just automatically think that people don't care because they're not saying anything or doing nothing. Maybe they just don't even know. Maybe they're just oblivious to it. I can tell you that you are loved and you are cared about. So maybe one thing I should also go into, I have been dealing with depression for a lot of my life. I remember wanting to die and hurting myself at an incredibly young age, like second grade. I had been dealing with this for a very long time, and mine always just seemed kind of situational. And I grew up in a few different bad situations, so I just never really thought anything more about it. I kind of thought that that was just the way that I was going to live. I was just going to be kind of feeling like the black sheep and never really achieve much of anything and that I didn't really deserve much. I was seeing a therapist, but I never really took any of this super seriously, which is weird to say now because I'm a therapist. It's true. I just thought this is what life was going to be for Madison, to the point where I didn't even let myself enjoy things that I worked hard for, like when I graduated or when I got into the nursing program, like big things. I never let myself enjoy them. I do have a few diagnoses. I'm not going to share them because right now me and my current therapist, we're doing Zoom sessions and she actually is not sure if one of my diagnoses is actually correct for me. That'll be interesting. That'll be a journey in itself. But you don't necessarily need a label. Sometimes labels can help. With the specific diagnosis I'm talking about right now for myself, I didn't let myself even think about it and come to terms with it 2 years after hearing that that could possibly be what I have. So it's a journey. Everyone goes through it differently. Everyone needs time to come to terms with it. And also, just try not to be too hard on yourself during that time because, like, if it's genetic, you were born with it. Like, you didn't do anything wrong to deserve the way you feel. Or if it's situational, once again, people go through hard stuff, and that doesn't make you a bad person. And it doesn't make what you feel wrong. Okay, guys, so I did my other eye off camera, so now we are matching. I think I'm going to build them up a little bit more and do a few different little colors to spice it up a little bit, so it's not going to be completely a monochromatic look, but makeup is fun, right? So we're here to have fun. Speaking of that, I really want you guys to know that I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. In fact, I want to be a positive place. I want to be a safe place. I want to be a place that we can talk about self-care and mental health and our emotions and be authentic and real with each other. And so I feel like I'm starting the conversation because I know that when I was in my deep, dark places, and sometimes you don't even know when you're going through them how to even start the conversation yourself. I wish I would have found someone that was already having the conversation, so I could feel comfortable to join in. So I'm starting the conversation for anyone who needs it. I'm here. You're not alone. We're in this together. So, like I said, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, and let me know what you guys think about this. I would like to talk more about mental health as my followers and views continue to increase of different people that might be interested in that and not just makeup. And I'm also not saying that your saving grace is going to be a hobby or that it's going to be makeup too. This is just my story. Maybe you're good with hobbies. Maybe that's not going to be beneficial for you, but it's been beneficial for me. You guys are kind of wondering, like, well, if it was so bad and if you were to the point where you were so suicidal and everything, how are you talking about it straight-faced today? I don't know if it's because of the work that I do, being a therapist, or if it's because I'm in therapy myself, but after a while, you just kind of become immune to it at times because maybe it's like another survival type thing. I'm not sure exactly how to describe it, but it's not because I'm a numb, unemotional robot. I'm very emotional. You can ask my husband. You kind of have to get a thicker skin so you can be a therapist, not just deal with your trauma, but your client's trauma also. A way that has helped me cope, other than makeup, has been writing. I have been writing since I was very young. One of my first therapists recommended it to me, and I started to write very depressing, deep poetry at like age 11 maybe. But I still have like all these old notebooks full of writing. So that's always been helpful for me also. Speaking of writing, I'm actually thinking about turning some of my story into a book. And so maybe in the future there'll be more on that. But I've been thinking about it, and it's been in the making since I was hospitalized. It's actually journal entries that I physically wrote in the hospital while I was there feeling suicidal. And so it's a very up close and personal story of where I truly was at that time and how I was feeling and how I got there and how emotionally I came out better on the other side. So if you guys are interested in me doing that story, let me know, because any encouragement is always appreciated. I don't know if I'm the only one who does this, but we're gonna go for a bold wing today. I have a hard time finishing things. Starting them, no problem. I've written tons of great introductories to stories that will probably never see the light of day. But finishing things, that's difficult, at least for me. How do you guys cope? What do you guys do? Do you guys write? Do you go for runs? Do you pet your dog? Do you light up? I want to know. I want to know what you guys are dealing with and how you guys cope. Hey guys, so I finished the eyes off camera. This is what we have so far. Pretty happy with it. And of course I used my big fluffy lashes because I love them. And this look deserves all the drama. I'm just going to go in with my Milani Cheek Kiss in the shade Pink Flirt. It's a liquid blush just to top it off just a tiny bit. Give me a little bit of an extra flush. So yeah, I didn't want this whole video to be negative or to be completely a Debbie Downer. I hope you guys like the video. I'm pretty happy with how the look is coming along. I love this cheek blush. So cute. So we get that real rosy look. Oh, I forgot to contour my nose. Oh well. Well, I hear my family coming. Dilly! Hi, baby. Did you have a good nap? Did you? You have a good nap? She's hungry. So I used the Cocoa by Kylie Cosmetics matte liquid lipstick in the shade Oh. So that's the lip that we have on. I was going to do a lip gloss or something on top of it, but everything that I tried just looked really weird. So this is the final look. Tell me what you guys think. Once again, thank you for watching my videos, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you want me to do more like this, please let me know. And just remember, we are all in this together. All right, guys. Bye. Until next time.